Alright, so I wasn't really even gonna make a video on this, but I said to myself, because this is like 2 days old news, but I said to myself, like, I see this as a problem, and I might as well address it now, while it's still somewhat fresh, because this is kind of dumb. Um, Turkey Alashikh says that Fury Joshua timing must suit America. Now, reading through the article, um, if the fight was timed to suit primetime audiences in the United States, then the main event will have to start as late as 4 GMT, 4 in the morning GMT. And it was not the first combat sports event in Britain to be scheduled around the American television market. UFC 304 did it in Manchester in July 2024. I'm trying to remember, was that the time when Leon Edwards fought? I'm trying to remember, was that the time he fought? I think he might have lost. I can't remember. Don't quote me on that. But I'm pretty sure I do remember Leon Edwards fighting um late on that or early in the morning. And I think he might have lost that fight. Don't quote me on that though. Um, but yeah, Turkey wants to he wants to suit American audiences if the fight has to be in the UK, because before there was talk about the fight being in the US or Saudi Arabia. But he said he said he'll hold talks with the Mayor of London and other stakeholders in the business state about in England while accommodating a global television audience. Is there anything else I need to read here? No. All right. What I think it is, I think this is fucking stupid. Straight up and down, this is really stupid. I don't know why he's trying to do this or why he's even thinking of doing this. Even the Americans aren't even supporting this because they know this is stupid. Um, like why? Like for starters, it's already late enough with these fights over in the UK being as late as like 10 p.m. I'm talking about the main event, 10 p.m. starting or 10:30, whatever. Even I can't even do that anymore. Like even now, I'm like, this is way too late. But these fights do not need to be that late. They should be a lot earlier, like in the evening. You know, even I'm getting sick of it. But to then put it later time just to accommodate people overseas, mind you, even if you put a normal time, they still would be able to see the fight at an earlier time. It's not as if they'll be losing now. It's not as if they'll be watching the fight early in the morning like we have to for their fights. No, they'll still be able to see the fight at a suitable time. So I don't know why he's even thinking about it making it later to help them out, and then we got to suffer, even though the fight would be in our country. Like that doesn't make any sense. It really makes no sense at all. Now, to Turkey's credit, right? When he puts fights on in American soil, he does accommodate us a bit by making it earlier than usual. I remember watching the Times Square card and noticing how earlier it started, and there was also the card with where Hamza Shiraz and Edgar Belanga that took place earlier than usual, if memory serves me correct. So it does try and accommodate us a bit, but still, it is still late, too late, even when he's accommodating us, you know. But for them over in the US, it just starts earlier than usual, but it's still at a time when most people would be awake. So like even when he's trying to accommodate us, it's still too late. But he's trying to accommodate for an audience, the American audience, who one are still gonna be all right anyways when they're watching the fights that take place in the UK, and number two, he's catering towards an audience that, let's be real here, for a lot of the times they don't really care about anything unless it involves an American or is on American soil. Like, let's be real here. I'm not trying to generalize here because there's obviously Americans out there that do take interest in things that take place overseas. But the term American exceptionalism doesn't exist for no reason. Like, there's just like a lot of Americans will not take interest in things that do not take place in America or don't have an American involved. It's just very crazy. Like, people from other countries tend to um take more interest into things that don't take place on their soil more than Americans do. Brits, we wake up early morning, or we stay up late early in the morning to watch fights that take place in the US, and they ain't gotta be big fights. They don't have to be massive fights. These are fights where casuals won't even know the names of these people. I remember, like, I've done this for years. It's only now it's only now in recent months where I don't really do it anymore because over time it just becomes taxing. Like, really, am I really gonna set an alarm or stay up late for this fight and that fight? Like, after a while it gets taxing. But I remember waking up early for Charlo Castano. And Charlie Castano, in fact, I think Charlie Castano team might have happened a little. I can't remember. Maybe not. I don't know. Charlo Castano the rematch. I saw Spence Garcia, not Garcia. Spence. No, no, no. I did see Spence Garcia live actually. Yeah, Mikey Garcia. I saw Mikey Garcia live. I saw Spence Ugas live. I saw Tank Davis and Leo Santa Cruz live. Although I think that might have been earlier than usual actually, because it was on Channel 5 was actually airing it at the time. And Spence Garcia was also on ITV as well. That's how I got to watch that for free. And then there was also Pacquiao and Broner, but I think that actually might have been later on. Um, what else? I watched like it's just let's just the plenty of American fights. I stayed up early, like, or watched, early, a lot of Javante Davis fights I've seen. I saw him when he fought Frank Martin live. I saw him when he fought Hector Luis Garcia live. I saw the Ryan Garcia fight live. I saw the Rolly Romero fight live. Um, I've seen a lot of his fights live, like plenty. Haney Garcia live. Saw that shit live too. What else? I'm just trying to think now. But there's just a lot of the fights I saw on American time that took place early in the morning. I didn't even list all of them. Those are just the ones I could think of at the top of my head. So if I keep listing fights off as I'm trying to make my point, excuse me. But I'm just trying to like emphasize like how often like people overseas where I live will watch American fights early up in the morning. And we do complain. We have a right to complain, but we do it anyways. And no one tries to accommodate us every time we do it. And a lot of the times we do it for fights that aren't even that huge. But then, like, Americans, like a lot of them, not saying all of them, but a lot of Americans won't even bother watching something that doesn't take place in their soil, even though it's at a very suitable time for them. Because they're just complaining that it's not on their soil, which is just really stupid. I mean, how many times, and I know they're minorities, but how many times have you seen Americans complaining that in a way doesn't fight in the US? Even though, one, he's fought in the US 4 times already, and they're still complaining he won't fight in the US. And number two, there aren't even many American fighters in this division for him to fight in the US. And the money's in Japan because that's where you see a lot of that's where a lot of the fighters from the smaller weight classes come from. Japan, you know. So of course he's gonna fight there most of the time because that's where the money is. It's just common sense. So like yeah, he's trying to cater to an audience that typically don't really care about anything that takes place overseas. He just is trying to like. Don't get me wrong, because it's AJ versus Fury, two big names in every division. You are gonna get more Americans that are gonna tune in to see the fight. No one's disputing that. But what I'm trying to say is like he's trying to do all this catering to an audience that don't really care about things that aren't American. Typically, I ain't saying all of yous that aren't American, at the expense of the people who like it's at the expense of sorry at the expense of British people on where the fight is going to be, if it is going to be there. Like it's just stupid. Like why do British people have to like I don't want to use the word suffer, but why do British people have to like be affected to accommodate people that don't really care as much as we or even other people from other countries do to watch fights that don't take place on our soil. So it's just, I really don't understand the thinking in that. I really don't. Like, the fact that he was even thinking about putting AJ in, like, there was even talk about AJ and Fury, a fight between two Brits taking place in the US makes no sense. Did Ali Frazier take place in the UK? That's what I want to know. Did Tyson Holyfield, both fights, did they take place in the UK? Like, where are we going with this? Like, did Leonard and Hearns, did it take place in the UK to try and accommodate British viewers? Did Turkey put the fights that took place on American soil in British, like, did he put it in the UK? Was he talking about putting it in the UK to try and accommodate British viewers? No, he just simply changed the time. You know what I mean? Like, but why was there talk now about a fight between two Brits, a highly anticipated fight between two Brits taking place in American soil to try and accommodate Americans? That I don't really understand. I really don't get that. Now, don't get me wrong. Regardless of where it takes place, people are still gonna tune in anyways. But what I'm trying to understand is like, why? Why even trying? Why? What is the point? Like most of the people that care about the fight are gonna be Brits anyways. Why don't you just try and cater to them? I really don't understand. I really don't get that. Um, but I'll take this video as an opportunity to say this. Why the hell do fights always have to be late at night? It doesn't always have to be so late. Like I'm getting sick and tired of fights, even in the UK, taking place at like 10 p.m. or 10:30 p.m. or whatnot. I'm talking about the main event. It doesn't need to be so goddamn late. And what makes it even worse as well is that in between fights, there's always like there's ads playing. Okay, cool. Companies need to make money, whatever. But then you also just have a bunch of people giving their opinions that I don't like. I didn't ask for about the fight on who's gonna win. They do this constantly. Like I don't fucking care about your opinion. I just want the next fight to happen. Like it's just delaying it. And what makes it even worse is in between with the delaying and all this opinion shit is that when it's actually time for these guys to fight, you get these announcers that drag it on. They drag it. And then you got the national anthems. Like I give a fuck. Like you just understand what I'm trying to like. You understand the point I'm trying to make. Like just all this unnecessary shit on top of the fact that you already had to stay up late. It's like it's not. It's really not that necessary. Like fights could just be earlier. It's like most people are still up by 6 p.m. anyways. So I think they should put it around that time. Main events, to be honest with you, and then people can do whatever afterwards. You don't want to put it too early because it's a weekend. People have had long work weeks and whatnot. So you give them time to sort out what they need to. And then in the evening, there's a fight on it. You can enjoy that. And then afterwards, you do whatever. But it doesn't always need to be so damn late. Like, it'd be messing up people's sleep cycles and stuff. I'm just saying. That's why I can't even watch these American fights anymore because my sleep just be so messed up. And really, it doesn't really need it. We don't really have to stay up that late, you know? Shit, if they put American fights at the same, like, I don't know, man. I don't know. Even if they put American fights on the same time we have our fights, I could appreciate that more. I could appreciate that more, especially when it's days when you get a British fight and an American fight on the same day. It's like, okay, cool. I've got a British fight here to watch at like 6 p.m. the main event. Finish watching that, and now we get another one at like 10 p.m. That's totally fine. That is totally fine. American fight at 10. That's totally fine. But everything's got to be so late for some reason. I don't know, man. I don't know. But yeah, that's all I gotta say. This is definitely a problem. Turkey should not be trying to come. Even like, bro, even Americans aren't defending this shit. Because for them, it don't matter. Like for them, they're still gonna watch it at a suitable time. So I don't even know where he's even getting this from. I don't know what he's trying to do. He's the only one that really cares enough to even talk about trying to accommodate American viewers. American viewers don't even want to accommodate it because they already know it's alright for them. I mean, yeah, you get the ones here and there that complain about fights being on at 6 p.m., which is a stupid complaint concerning what time we have to watch their fights for, and they don't say anything, but like Americans right now that are speaking, they don't care. They know this is an all British fight and it should cater to British people, like, but yeah. And even then as well, a lot of Americans don't even watch their own fights sometimes, you know. A lot of them don't even watch their own fights. A lot of them don't even purchase their pay-per-views for the fights that they be hyping up and such. Some of them don't be turning up, so some don't even watch, but they be trying to debate people in the comment section when they clearly don't know what they're talking about. So like, what's even the point? This video has gone on for like 15 minutes now, so I'm gonna end it here. I'm out.